Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of TTT.
Now we thought we'd do this video because we get asked all the time, what filming equipment do YouTubers use and what apps do we use to actually make a YouTube video? So we're going to talk about that today. Okay, so first up is the GoPro. We use this for all our main filming, so walking along, talking to the camera,
hiking.
Gazza driving down the track.
Yeah, me driving down the track, yeah.
Hiking, yeah, and all that sort of stuff. So this is the main thing we use, and it's a really nifty camera. We started off with the Hero 9, but we've now got the 11. But we've ended up with two 11s because we bought another GoPro, and our 9 got a crack in the screen, and we realised through our GoPro subscription we could claim. So when I contacted them, they weren't sending out the Hero 9 anymore, so they sent us another 11.
Honestly, how the other half live, I don't know, do you?
Jammy gits that we are.
Jammy gits, yeah.
So what you're watching now is filmed on the 11. One thing we noticed pretty quickly was that the mic on the GoPro, the sound quality is a little bit naff. Well, it's all right, but we had quite a lot of comments saying about the sound quality.
Yeah, it's all right, but it's not great.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't pick up the little things that you want to pick up.
So somebody suggested the Media Mod, which is a built-in microphone. It's a lot better sound quality.
Oh, it's night and day, isn't it?
Oh, it's completely different.
So, I mean, and at the moment we're recording it on another Media Mod,
Yeah.
on the other GoPro that we're filming with right now.
This one, I snapped the little flaps, so we've got a bit of sticky tape that sticks it together. So we show you how this goes together. So basically you have to take off this door. So
You can't get home yet.
it's gone a bit stiff. Yeah. That's it. That's why it's good to have a couple of nails so you can get in there. And then you literally just do that. So don't be frightened, it just clip off. Do not touch this. You're not ever to break that off. Okay, and then you get your Media Mod. You slide your camera in. So normally you'd have a door that works.
And a clip, but we got a bit of tape.
We got a bit of tape, but it still works fine. And that is your speaker. The only thing I will say is with your normal camera with that attached, it is waterproof and you can go underwater, but now you've got the Media Mod on, you cannot take it underwater because obviously it will destroy this speaker. So for the underwater shots, obviously we take it out of the Media Mod, and we have one of these, a waterproof case basically, because we found when we had our Hero 9, we used to just take it in underwater like that, but it did bug up the speaker a little bit after a while.
Yeah, it sounded like it was underwater, didn't it?
Yeah. Maybe we didn't wash it out properly, because it had been in salt water. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd buy one of these now we've got our new cameras. And just, you have to make sure you put your door back on once you take the Media Mod off. So that just clips back on like so, and then put it in your waterproof case, which is really tight. And then it is waterproof. The only thing is when you're then talking when you're underwater, no, not when you're underwater, you can't talk underwater.
You're talking underwater. So can't say you're clever, aren't you?
Yeah, very good. When you come up from
being underwater,
being underwater, and you're trying to talk on this, the sound is really crap.
It's not very good, is it?
So you might have to ad lib over the top, or
just don't speak.
Don't speak. Or try it and talk underwater like I do.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I haven't heard it yet. I can hear murmurs, but it's just I think it's drowning. So what else you got with it today?
Okay, so other attachments we use. Oh yes, I forgot. When it's in its waterproof case, it can go on this little handheld, I don't know what you call it.
Device.
Handheld device, and this actually floats. So you put that on, you put your screw in to help it in place, which goes there.
And then if you drop it in the water and let go of it, you can turn it upside down, it floats.
Yeah, and it floats.
It floats like that. If you've got a hand
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, normally put that around your wrist and then orange to easily find it. So that's really handy. And so what other attachments do we use? We use this one for when we're filming in the vehicle and we suck it onto the windscreen and the camera's facing us, and we can also put the camera the other way and face out the window driving along. Apparently you should be able to, some people have positioned this under their vehicle. We haven't attempted that.
Because we're just going to drop off and run over it.
We don't want to lose it, so
yeah,
that's a handy bit of equipment. And the other thing that we use sometimes is the head strap. So you can attach your GoPro on there, attach it on your old bonce.
Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it?
But the only thing we find is obviously you can't see whether you position the camera correctly. You could be filming, wanting to film something there, and you might be filming the sky
and the
or
other
the
thing
floor.
we notice with that, it moves a bit, don't it? It vibrates a bit too much.
Vibrates a bit.
We don't really use it that much, but we've got one.
Yeah, we use it a couple of times. I think when you did gas cam when we went to Secret Springs?
Yes, I put it on my head then to climb up because I nearly broke my hands. And
yeah.
But, yeah, it's not the sort of thing we use a lot, but we've got it just in case. And the other bit of kit that we use is the drone, which is where we get all these fantastic shots from. Obviously without it, you just can't get these shots, can you?
No.
It's been an absolute game changer. So 4 years ago, we purchased the DJI Air 2S, but they actually do upgrade it in the last year or so. They've got a DJI Air 3S, which has got 2 cameras on it, and obviously can zoom in, but we can't zoom in with ours, but the quality is absolutely second to none. So this is basically what came in the kit. So obviously you've got the drone, you've got the controller, you've got 2 spare batteries, can be 3 batteries in total, 1, 2, 3. It came with the charging docking station, obviously to plug it into the wall, and it came with these filters as well. To be honest, I've never used them. So basically with this one, you have to attach your phone to the actual controller. First of all, you have to download the DJI app, and then obviously you can put it onto your phone. And once it's on your phone, you can attach your phone. So you pull that out like that, you pull that out, that attaches to there like that, click it in, plug it in the back like that, and then at the bottom here you have the 2 little controllers which just pop into there like that. And then what you do is obviously you have to turn it on, put the app on, and then make sure it's all connected properly to the actual drone. So basically you have to download this app and you press that and suddenly this comes up. Obviously what you have to do then is obviously turn your drone on, and then obviously once this is on it will say it will connect. It'll pretty much connect automatically, it's quite easy. And then obviously then you can, if it says it's safe to fly, then obviously you can take off. And that's basically it. So basically what we did, we had this for at least 3 years, just using our phone. But recently, in the last few months, we decided to upgrade to a better controller. So what we did, we put that up to one side, and we bought one of these. Ooh. Which has got its own built-in screen. And then you've still got your, they're around the other side on this one, 2 controllers that go in there. And obviously this is all built in, so it's a lot easier to use and keep clicking your phone in and out. So the upgrade was, quite a few $100s, but we think it's worth it. And this is why a drone is an essential part of the kit. How would you ever capture these shots without a drone? All these shots were filmed at 60 frames per second in 4K, but the camera will go up to 30 frames per second in 5.4K. It also has a 20 million pixel camera as well for still shots. It will last about 30-31 minutes if it's not too windy on the battery, and it will also fly away to about 12 k's away, but I try to keep it in eyesight the best I can, but sometimes you can't see it because it's too far away. But just look at the scenery you can capture when you have a drone. So after many years of travelling with just the GoPros and the drone, we wanted to capture wildlife, and obviously we couldn't zoom in with the drone, and you can't zoom in with the GoPro. So we decided to purchase ourselves a digital camera, which we've had a little while now, haven't we?
Yeah. I'm just going to say it is brilliant.
It's a game changer.
Absolutely.
So we purchased this. So we purchased the EOS 50, which is a Canon camera, and it came with these two lenses. So it came with this 18 to 45 millimeter and a 55 to 210 millimeter, which has been absolutely fantastic. Obviously, it's a mirrorless camera as well. So obviously it doesn't use mirrors, and it also came with a digital screen, which you can see here, which obviously folds right out and goes back on itself. Obviously I'll show you a bit more detail, but over time we realised that these two lenses didn't let us zoom in enough, so we went out probably about, I don't know, 6 months later, and we purchased one of these. So this one here goes from 100 to 400, and this is how we caught some of these absolutely fantastic shots of the wildlife over the last sort of 12 months.
So we've got all this wonderful footage. How do we actually make it into a YouTube video? What apps do we use? Well, to start with, we actually use our iPad Pro to put the video together, and I will show you what apps we use. So first of all, what I do is I empty the SIM card from the GoPro and the drone onto a hard drive, and then I take off anything I want to use in a video and save it onto the iPad. And then the app I use is InShot, which is this one here, so I'm just going to click on that now. And then if I want to make a video, I click on video, and then everything that's on my iPad is there. So if I want to start making a video, say I add that and that. You can add as many clips as you want, and then they upload to the app. You can only add videos to InShot that are on your device, and you must make sure those videos stay on your device until you're completely finished, saved your completed video, because if you delete any footage off, it then comes off the app. So all your hard work of editing and putting a video together, that's in a shorts frame. So we want, if it was a long form video, that would be your frame, so you can change all the frame sizes to whatever you want. So that's, and then you can keep adding clips. That's one clip, that's another clip, and then you just click add, and then if you want to add another take, you can. So it's really easy to use. I just use the free version, but there is a paid version. But I find it's got everything I need. This shows you what happens once you delete any footage off the iPad. This was a video that we'd already done and saved, and as you can see, because I've taken that footage off the iPad now because I don't need it on there and I need extra storage, that is all gone. So don't make my mistake. Is years ago I put a video together, was editing it all, and I thought, oh, that's all done. Took all the footage off the iPad thinking it's all stored in the app, went back to download my video, and obviously all my hard work was gone, and I was absolutely gutted. The other app that I use a lot is Canva. Now this is purely for me for making thumbnails. So as you can see, there's all these thumbnails that I've been doing, and it's a really good app. You can add your photo, you can add text, you can add emojis, you can add all sorts of click on elements, you can add like arrows. There's same again, there's a free version and there's a paid version, so you just have to have a look and see what will be suitable for you.
Well, as you can see, we've got all the gear and no idea. But I hope you enjoyed our video.
And thank you to everyone that tunes in each week, especially all our subscribers and our channel members. A warm welcome to Raylene, our newest channel member. Hope you enjoy all the extra content.
Thanks, Raylene. Thanks for becoming a channel member. It helps us out tremendously, doesn't it?
It does.
And also, obviously, if you like this content and if you like some of our previous content, please hit the like and subscribe button. And so you don't miss anything, you can also hit the notifications bell. And then you get a warning to let you know when there's a video coming out.
Because we've got loads coming up, haven't we, Gaz?
Yeah, we have got loads coming up. So basically what we're doing, I think tomorrow, isn't it?
Yes.
Tomorrow.
We're so excited.
Tomorrow the Land Rover goes in to get the roof conversion done.
At Headspace.
And we've been waiting weeks for it, haven't we?
Yes, we've been waiting and waiting and waiting.
So that's going in tomorrow. Sorry?
As I say, and once that's done, Gaz can start.
I'm going to start fitting it out. So what we've been doing over the last few weeks, we've been sourcing all the material, like the battery system, the snorkel,
all the gear,
winch, all that sort of stuff. So and also come up with ideas of how it's actually going to look in the back, isn't it? Obviously the fit out we're going to do is going to be minimalistic. It's obviously going to be on a budget, and obviously we're going to do it all ourselves. So and I'll do a couple of videos on it.
Yeah, a few videos, and then those that don't know, we'll then do a shakedown trip in Australia, and then we are driving our Land Rover Defender across the world.
Yep, and we're going to hopefully towards the end of August, maybe September, yeah, we'll be able to ship it to Timor-Leste.
Yeah.
So keep watching.
Watch this space.
Watch this space. It's all going to happen this year. Cheers, guys. Thanks very much for watching. See ya.
See you next time.
Bye.